Now we're going to do some adjustments. Right now everything is really bright with all of the objects I've brought in. Notice how sort of dark, rich, sunset-like the background is. Well, my objects don't go with that. So what I'm going to need to do is kind of darken down the Mandalorian and the Grogu, the Baby Yoda. And I'm going to start first with sort of a layer adjustment. So I'm going to click on Baby Yoda first, and then I'm going to come down here to my three little dots in the lower bottom right. Okay, let's see. I need to add a clipped adjustment. Okay, this is an adjustment layer, so we're looking for a clipped adjustment, and I'm going to do levels here. And notice how there's not many darks in the picture, right? Well, I can make it a little bit darker by moving the black mover. But remember gamma that we learned about. Gamma are grays. So I'm going to bring some grays into the picture a little bit just to kind of make it a little bit richer because this is just so bright, right? Okay. So we have lots of whites right now, but I'm kind of toned some of those down. And you can see how it's working if you turn the eyeball off and then back on. Look at that. Look how washed out it was. And we've kind of made it a little bit darker to go with the mood of the picture. Okay, so that is attached to that one photo. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing to the Mandalorian. I'm going to come down here and we'll do an attachment to him, add clipped adjustment. We'll do levels to him. We'll add some darks in on him. He's already kind of a dark figure, but we'll see if we can add just a little bit. All right, so I've got a little bit on him. All right, now I'm going to come in a little bit more on the Mandalorian. So I'm on the Mandalorian layer, and I want to show you. I'm going to make those go away for a second. Make all that go away for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to come over to the dodge and burn tools. Here we go. These are dodge and burn adjustments. They were our words of the day. And so dodging makes areas lighter. Burning makes areas darker. So our goal is we kind of want to make some of the parts of the Mandalorian and the Baby Yoda, Grogu, a little bit darker on the sides that are away from the sun. So see, my sun is up here on the left side. It's going down. So that means their left side would be brighter, but their right side would be darker. So I'm going to come in here with the burn tool. And again, I can choose how much exposure I'm going to have. You can see as it goes up, it gets darker in this little square. All right, see that little square get darker. So the more, I want it to be more dark. This allows me to choose the fuzziness or the hardness of my brush. And again, I'm going to kind of come in a little bit on the fuzzy side. This allows me to choose the size of the brush. Okay, so I'm going to stay somewhere around maybe something in the 40s. I don't need to have it be too big, I don't think. All right, so now I'm going to come into my picture, and over here on the right hand side with him, I want to darken some of the exposure. Actually, let me take that up a little bit more. There we go. I want to darken some of this over here. You can see how it's darkening up his knee pads. It's taking away some of the shadows. I'm going to move this down here. Shadows, look at those. I'm going to make this sort of the dark side. But whenever I lift my finger and put it back down, it adds more. So when I keep coming back, you can hear the tapping of my pencil tool. So every time I tap down, it adds more darkness to some of those areas. I'm going to add more darkness here. Try and get this breastplate a little bit darker. All right, try and get this a little darker up here. This shoulder pad, armor over here on the right, make him a little darker. All right, trying to get this whole left side richer.